Well, hello, hello, hello. Here I am, or I should say, here we are, out here on the spiritual ranch. I'm the way, and I'm the off-grid oracle. Um, my new friend stuck around, and so that's really exciting. I'm gonna call her Nitzy, the Meownerfester, the master Meownerfester. She's really powerful little one, you know. She came in here yesterday, like that lady just dropped her off out of the clear blue sky, and she's just really attached to me all the way. She just wants to be here. Today I've been exhausted just trying to fight with these deer, trying to keep them deer out of my garden for these last several weeks. I haven't been sleeping good, you know, and trying to sleep out there in the garden and everything. And I've just been really, really exhausted, really feeling weak, really feeling attacked, really feeling vulnerable, you know. And today I slept out in the garden last night, and then I came in here. She stayed in the house, but I came in this morning and she cuddled up with me here on the bed. And man, just all day, just slept all day like a baby. I've just been sleeping all day long. I haven't done nothing today. I just woke up. It's like about 6 o'clock in the evening, you know, and I just woke up. But she was sitting there all day. She just laid right up on me and just kept like touching me, just kneading me with her paws, and just kept me such good company, you know. And I feel really, really, really blessed to have her come into my life. It's funny, I'm not even really a cat person, but with this Lionsgate portal and everything, I've been really nervous about the energies that are going to be coming through because this portal has a lot of effects on me. I got a lot of fire in my chart, you know, and I could feel it, you know. There's also a lot of emotional attachments because of previous warfare, spiritual attacks that I've experienced around this portal, and so it's been drawing up a lot of just dark stuff that I've been trying to process and get past and move forward on, and then you know, so I felt very vulnerable because of that, and so she's been protecting me. I really appreciate the feline energy that energy that she's brought in here to work with me on this portal. It's been very cool, you know, and she's just cool, really really cool. She was hungry. I had a can of these canned baby clams that I've had around here for a long time because they're just so nasty. I tried to make some stuff with them a couple times, and they're just so nasty you can't even eat them. You know, they're horrible. And so I've had this big can of these clams, and I've been wondering what I was going to do with them. And she figured out what to do with them. She really likes them clams. Tried to feed her some beets here earlier, and she wasn't about that, you know. But I really want to say thank you, and I want to extend my gratitude and my appreciation to the people who have recently given such a positive response on my channel to the last videos that I posted. I've been working hard on this channel, trying to make it get the word out there or whatever, and just try to connect with others, you know, in this in the around the conversation of the spiritual warfare and just the spirituality in general and what it is that we're going through and experiencing that because the world is in such upheaval right now with all of that, you know. And so I posted some videos and I received very, very positive responses. And I actually got 316 views, which my videos get like 3, you know. And so that's really a very massive increase. And it was kind of out of nowhere. It's like the video I preached before that, put on there before that, when we got 4 views. And then the one that I did with the read got 316, and so that was really cool. I haven't experienced that yet, and especially even with my videos that I do with the reads, I haven't experienced that. I kind of talk like a pirate though, you know, and so I'm trying to clean that up a little bit. That might help a little bit with getting the word out there too, you know. But I really, truly, 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 I want to say I very, really, really appreciate the positive response. I've been really going through it, really struggling really hard with having a positive self-image and like I spoke in that video, just thoughts of self-harm and whatever. You know, I've had been very isolated. I've been very alone, and I've been just with God. It's just been me and God, you know. And I haven't had a whole lot of confirmation of the good inside of me, you know, from others. And sometime now, it's been a long time. Like I can't remember the last time I even got a hug or I was told that somebody told me that they love me, you know. And it's been a long time. And so that's just what it is, you know. But I did reach out here and ask that people pour a little bit of that into me, and I feel it. You know, I felt it. It's very, very, very empowering, and it's I really, 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 really appreciate it. You know, I've never needed it more than now. You know, and so thank you very, very much. You know, and my prayers you're my prayers. You know, my thoughts, and I really enjoy connecting spiritually like that with others. You know, and I think it's really cool. I appreciate that. It's a celebration. You know, it is a big celebration. I've been suffering a lot of losses. The garden's annihilated. They finished off my kill last night, and so now it's just about building fence. You know, and I'll get that fence in there. But I'm gonna keep cracking on this. So I'm gonna sit down here. Boy, the attacks are so very real. I mean, I went down last night to get the Wi-Fi signal at the community center out here, and it just would not download. It would not upload my videos. It wouldn't download videos. It wouldn't upload videos. I had plenty of signal and everything. You know, the network connection was strong, but it was refusing to cooperate in uploading anything. And so I'm just still going to associate that with the attacks. You know, it's just with the negativity, with the negative attacks and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and go back down there again this evening after I finish this read, and then I'm going to try to upload some more videos and keep this ball rolling, you know, because it does feel good. It feels good. I want to build community, and I want to help people with seeing the light that they have inside themselves and knowing that they have something to offer too, because in all honesty, I've always walked in the light, but it was really with a lot of help from YouTube that I was led deeper into the spiritual community, into my calling, and so I was inspired by other individuals on YouTube who are doing the same practice of trying to connect with other individuals and to raise the vibration, you know, raise the frequency. And they really told me through those videos and through those connections that I had that same power, that same strength, you know, that if I wanted to use my tongue, then I should, you know, and I've done that, you know, and it's been very rewarding. It really has been. It's felt really good. It's opened me up to communicate with spirit in ways that I haven't opened myself up to before in the past, and I really appreciate those individuals for doing that for me, and I really hope that I can inspire others too who have the same gift to get out there and spread the word, you know, and like help others be strong, and that's what we're trying to do here. That's what we're trying to do here on this channel, on the Spiritual Ranch, you know. And so, Father God, thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you so much for connecting us, you know. Thank you folks so much for creating us individuals that have the ability to speak your word and to spread your word and to connect others, you know, to bring others together in your word, because that's what it's all about, you know. The world's drifted far away from your side, and they have forgotten what it is to have your love in their lives, you know, because this world is very deceitful, and they've been deceived by the world, and they believe their lies, you know. And so we ask that you use my tongue, that you sharpen as a sword on both sides, to speak your word of truth and to touch the hearts and the ears of the individuals out there who need it most, you know, and who are also trying to connect, so that we could form that Metatron, you know. We could all come together and be that force that changes this world, Father God, you know. So thank you so much. Thank you for being the guide that you are, you know, and guiding the energies that need to connect right now, so that they can connect, and so that we can do the work that we need to be doing right now, the work that needs to be done. We can strengthen each other and empower each other. In your name, Father God, I love you. Thank you. All right, Spirit. What are you doing today, Spirit? I thought that Mitzi over here is protected. I guess she wants to be in the camera, you know. It's kind of cute of her. I don't know. It's funny. I don't know. It's funny how that works. You know, she was truly delivered here. She's my new familiar, and so we take Spirit. You like Mitzi's energy? We're gonna do some talking here with Mitzi around. All right, Spirit. What do we want to share with everybody out here? What does everybody need to know? What does everybody need to know right now to help navigate through this portal, through this I enjoy portal this season and to the end of this Mercury retrograde. I'm ready for Mercury to get out of that retrograde motion, man. It's going to happen here, I think, on the 11th. So I'm looking forward to that. This has been a very difficult Mercury retrograde for me. Oh, yeah, sure, history. The people you know out here keep themselves strong, keep themselves powerful. We have the Knight of Cups with the Four of Swords in the reverse. And so, that Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups in the upright position would be an offer of love coming in. And I think that you've been waiting for communication from somebody that you love that has had you kind of on the back burner with this Four of Swords energy in the reverse, because they've had you in the in this back burnered energy, and they've been withholding communication from you because the Knight of Cups is supposed to come in. They're supposed to offer your cup, but this cup is in the reverse, and so there's nothing in that cup that could be offered, you know. And instead of communicating that they don't feel that their cup has much to offer to you, this Knight of Cups instead wants you to feel that that you've done something wrong by them. They want you to feel that you shouldn't be too rested and relaxed in the position that you're in, because they don't want you to feel that you have won any battles. You know, this Knight of Cups in the reverse kind of wants you to feel that you're still losing, but Spirit's telling you, no, you need to come out of that energy right now and be active. You know, so just because you're not getting the communications from this Knight of Cups that you've been hoping for, because they're not coming in when it's in the reverse, that's telling the Spirit God here, saying, well, yeah, but you don't want to just don't back burner yourself. Go ahead and come out of that Four of Swords energy and face the world, because the world loves you, you know. So even if the individual who you are thinking about the most right now, that you're pining over because they're coming out in this Knight of Cups in the reverse energy, well, that's an immature energy, and they haven't had the healing time that you have had, because in this Four of Swords energy, when it was in the upright position, you were healing. But now Spirit God's telling you that the healing time is over. You should step out of that healing mode and maybe look forward towards your own joy on the bottom of the deck. You know, maybe seeking joy with this Knight of Cups is not the 3 cups that you need. They only got 1 cup to offer anyhow, you know. Yeah. So Spirit's telling you that you have the strength now. See, you've done your healing. In that time that you were in that Four of Swords energy on the table there, you were healing from the lack of communication that you were receiving from the ones that you love, you know. And so this non-communication has not been on your part. You have the strength that's inside yourself to tame that beast, see? And you know how to tame it peacefully. But individuals are accusing you of not being that way. They're kind of accusing you of throwing stones and hiding your hands a little bit. They want to say that you don't have any right to have a healing moment. You know, they're trying to withhold communication from you because they feel that you've done the damage to them, and that's why they can't heal. But that's not the truth, because in this energy, you're coming out in the Strength card energy, which is the strength of healing, of taming the beast, but without harming the beast. See, you don't have to put in an immense amount of effort in order to tame that beast. You simply have to ask, you know. It's like you know how to heal your own heart, and you can heal the heart of others as well, but not with a lack of communication. Like, you can't heal nothing if there's no communication. And so that's what Spirit's trying to ask you to do right now, is you got to understand that the lion here is just not going to tell you what their problem is. They're not going to tell you what the problem is. And so in order for you to do the healing here, you have to heal both yourself and that lion from within. And you're not going to get help from this Knight of Cups. They're not going to offer you the communication that you need to close those doors and everything, you know. And so you might have to move forward without closure, but you have the strength to do that. You know, you do. You have the strength to do that. Yeah. And that's where you're going to get your clarity. And so you understand now, you're accepting that you've had to kind of tame this beast on your own, that you've had to do your healing on your own, and that really nobody gives a fuck to talk to you about it. They're not going to say jack shit to you, you know. But that's okay, because the actions that you have taken, everything that you have done, have put you in this sun energy in the eyes of God Most High. And so God Most High is saying, that's okay that others don't want to heal. God Most High sees damn good well that you want to heal. And when you come down off from that table, then you're going to celebrate. And you're going to be like that innocence again. See, you're going to be able to ride that horse naked like that innocence. And you're going to be seen by God Most High in the light of celebration, you know. And so even though you're not receiving communication from the individuals, from the people here that you feel like you need communication from to heal some of the love wounds that you have, do know that in this time of rest and relaxation, when you're alone and in your meditation, Spirit God Most High seen the strength that you have inside of you, and they're ready to bring that out into the clear, out into the light of the day, you know, because they want to share with the whole world how you've healed, you know. And so it's not about turning this Knight of Cups in the upright position, because you may not be able to, you know. So it's like, in order for God to see you, God doesn't have to see you heal others right now. They just want to see you heal yourself. And that's what's happening right now, most importantly. They want you to come out of that wounded warrior energy, because they know that you've been heavily embattled, you know. But what God's telling you right now, and even in silence, like nobody's communicating with you, but you're being given security, you know. And so even if these people don't want to talk to you, and them not talking to you, by them not talking to you, that itself could give you a lot of freedom as well. They might want to just avoid the whole situation, whatever it is, you know. And so that may be the best way to heal this situation, honestly, because sometimes that's just the only way that we can heal, is by going our own ways, right? Why is the sun? What does God want to celebrate with you, with everybody? Yeah. And so God's going to put you in the light, and there's going to be a lot of clarity around you. There's going to be a lot of truth, right? And it's a new beginning for you. It's a new way of the truth being spoken for you, you know, and you're going to have to stand on your own. This page is standing on their own. But this card also represents the communication that you've been hoping for, that you've been hoping to receive from this Knight of Cups is it might come in hastily, but it's not going to fulfill you. It's not going to be the conversation that you want to have, you know. You're really hoping to have a conversation in the King of Swords, Queen of Swords energy, not a Page of Swords energy, because the Page of Swords, you know, they don't really know what they're talking about. And so this Page of Swords is trying to chop down on you, you know. This Page of Swords is trying to chop you off of your horse out of your victory with the God Most High, you know, because that's how they came out right next to each other. So that Page of Swords is trying to chop you down. They feel that their truth should be able to chop you down, but their truth is unfortunately coming from the heart of a Knight of Cups in the reverse. And so their truth carries a lot of their own internal emotional upheaval. See, like the Knight of Cups in the reverse, this Page of Swords may believe what they're trying to stand up for and fight for. They may believe that it's okay for them to attack you or to try to dislodge you from off of the back of your horse from your celebration with God Most High. They may believe it because their emotions are distorted in this Knight of Cups in the reverse energy. And so being in the Knight of Cups in the reverse energy, and this could also be your energy as well, you know, like it could be you too. It could always be us. These energies can go both ways, you know. And so, but I don't think so. I really don't, because I do feel that us, the chosen ones, we're coming out in the strength, in the sun energy, and that Four of Swords in the reverse energy, you know. And so Spirit's trying to get you to see that your healing is right around the corner, and that don't be deceived by a Page of Swords who's lying to themselves. Do your healing and receive your celebration, you know. Step into that light with Father God Most High. Step into that light with that sun energy, and be the truth that they're trying to speak, you know. Like this is the work that they've been doing with me out here on the spiritual ranch. It's like why the whole reason I'm doing the YouTube channel anyways in the first place is to connect with others and to share my truth that I've learned when I've been in this Knight of Cups energy, the truths that I've had to heal inside of myself, the beast that I had to tame on my own. This platform is giving me an opportunity to step into the light and share some of those truths, you know. And so it could be a little intimidating because yes, I'm new at this kind of communication, and you may be too, you know. But we're gonna find strengths in numbers. The more that we speak out on these things that are happening in our lives that are caused us to feel like with this energy, it's not an energy of suffering. It's an energy of being left out because people are really lying on you, you know. And it is, and it's like people are lying on your truth, even though they would stand up and fight for your truth if it wasn't yours, you know. But they're just struggling because of this night of cups in the reverse energy that they're in, you know. It's really hard to see others' truths when we're not honest with our own heart, you know. And that's something that we all got to work on. That's something that we all have to work on. Let's see. Again, there's a lot of Leo energy here. There's a lot of the Lionsgate energy here. A lot of this time of year, you know. And so that Sun card is Leo, and the Strength card is Leo. That Strength card, that's Lionsgate energy. That's telling you that this Lionsgate is not going to be disastrous for you. It's going to be a celebration once you make it through. That right now your emotions are a little bit. I feel like you may be feeling a little bit emotionally just set back. You know, this tells me that your heart space is heavy. But again, you know, God has had you in isolation to heal that, and so you have the strength to do that, you know. And that's what we're going to see coming out of this this pull, coming out of this retrograde motion. Things are going to start to move forward, and then we're going to be able to step into our celebration with God, you know. Yeah. Orgasmic bliss. The Three of Cups. It's on that Knight of Cups, you know. So Spirit God's telling you, God Most High is telling us that when we start to be honest with ourselves, we get honest with our own heart space. That's what we're doing right here in this Four of Swords energy that we're now trying to come out of. See, that's Four of Swords in the reverse. So we're trying to come out of that healing space where we've had to really assess the battles that we've been in, you know. So we've been sitting there reflecting, you know, and all day I was in this space right here. It's that inner reflection of you know, that dream state, you know, they call that lucid dreaming kind of, but it's where you could really be in meditation and reflection with God Most High. And then we can start to see that even though we've been through so much struggle in that Knight of Cups energy in the reverse, or while dealing with people that are in that energy, that we've overcome those obstacles, and we have joy on the way. We have pure joy on the way, you know. And so don't let them drag you too far into that pit again with this portal opening, because that's what they're really trying to do, you know. Like, we're all connected. And so my emotions, I've been very, very anxietal. I have been very, very sad, you know, and like overwhelmingly so, you know. And the anxiety has been very, 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 very tense, you know. And that's because they're really trying to keep us locked in this cycle of not seeing our bliss, you know. So it's like and not having the strength to celebrate in the sun with God and bring in our bounty and our harvest, you know. And so, but that's what's changing now with this orgasmic bliss coming out here on that Knight of Cups in the reverse is telling me that when we honestly look at our emotional state, and then we compare that to the others that are around us who have an effect on our emotions and why we feel the way we feel, we're going to find that we have done the healing, we have the strength, and that we have so many reasons to experience joy that we just need to not listen to people that want to come at us in that Knight of Cups in the reverse energy, or if they are not communicating with us, if that the Knight of Cups in the reverse, that's somebody who's not communicating about their emotions, and they're not, but that shouldn't stand in the way, and it's not going to stand in the way of your orgasmic bliss. See, you still have a lot of joy in your life, and that joy that you have in your life is the joy that Spirit God has brought into your life, that you have nurtured, that you've planted those seeds, you've watered those seeds, you've nurtured those seeds, you made sure that those seeds would grow. And so now that's guaranteed for you, and nobody can stand in the way of that, you know? And so they could ghost you, or they could communicate with you dishonestly, or just like run you around and play games with you. But don't let that stop your orgasmic bliss. Don't let that get in the way of what it is that you're building with God right now, because that's what's most important, you know? And so you have joy on the way. We have joy on the way. We just have to get through the this last little bit of healing that we're trying to get through here, you know? And then we'll have that strength that we need. Yeah, so you're trying to heal. You're trying to heal from this this Knight of Cups. You're trying to get your bliss back. You're trying to get your joy back. You're trying to heal from this Knight of Cups, because on that Four of Swords, or that Four of Swords in the reverse is the Three of Swords in the upright position, but it says, yeah, shit, whatever. I seen it coming anyways, you know. And so you're kind of fully aware of the fact anyways that this Knight of Cups right here is kind of dicking you around. You know it. You know, you don't really expect anything to come out of communicating with them anyways, you know, and you kind of seen that, you know, you kind of knew that's how it was going to be. And so you're not going to let that Three Swords stand in the way of you having that orgasmic bliss, though, however, because you're healing from those Three Swords. You know, when you went into that chamber to heal, you already knew what it was that you were trying to heal, and you didn't need them to help you heal that anyways, you know. So again, this is a matter of you stepping out of that Three of Swords energy into that Three of Cups energy, that orgasmic bliss, and knowing that, hey, you done the healing, man. And like, you don't need to communicate with the Page of Swords who's coming out of the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Anyways, it's not going to heal you. It's not going to offer you the healing, you know. It's unfortunate and it sucks, you know, but like, it's what it is, you know. Your strength, your clarity is coming from within, and that's where your true joy is. And so you ain't too stressed out about this Three of Swords in the upright position, because you seen that shit coming anyways, man. And so that's what it is, right? And so what we do when we get Three Swords thrown at us, they jab Three Swords at our hearts. You know, what we do as warriors of God is that we remove those Three Swords, because those are the Three Swords that are standing up here that we're afraid to fall on and die or whatever, but we ain't gonna let those Three Swords. See, we've already removed those Three Swords from our heart in this Four Swords energy. And so now that we've removed those Three Swords from our heart, that sword that's underneath us is Excalibur. That's the golden sword of truth right there. That's God's sword of truth. And so with that sword of truth, you can cut through all falsities, all lies, all bullshit. You can wage war against the darkness that has been waging war against you. And you can even pick up them Three Swords that they had shoved in your heart, and you can take those swords and go into battle with them yourself now, because you understand what it is. You've seen it coming anyways, and so you protected yourself, and they weren't able to penetrate to your deepest core and destroy you. They were just simply lodged in there for future use, you know. So now the pain and suffering that you have been through, the emotional turmoils that you've had to bear and had to deal with, are becoming your armor, you know. And that's good, and that's great, as long as you use that armor to protect the things that bring you the bliss that you're seeking, you know. And it's not going to be that communication with that Knight of Cups that you've been hoping for. It's not going to be. Got Six of Swords in the upright position. It says, it's blowing, man. So that means that there's some rough waters. It says these coins are much safer in your pocket, but sometimes 2 coins, right? And so, and the strength card, these are coming out on the strength card. Is what Spirit God's telling you, what God's telling us here is that right now, you need to invest in yourself, because you got to have strength, you know. So it's like you're going to have to go this on your own, because you're not going to get the communication that you want. You're not going to hear the things that you want to hear that are going to make you feel protected, or make you feel more safe, or make you feel that you could tame this beast on your own. You're going to have to just go it on your own, and know that you're going on your own. Because this says here, with these coins are much safer in your pocket, right? And she's blowing, man. That means with that 6 of Swords energy, you're trying to find safe passage for your investments, you know. So it's like you've got investments involved with this Knight of Cups over here as well, you know. So it's like your orgasmic bliss has been kind of teetering on, you know, what this Knight of Cups is going to say or what they don't say. And that's why you've been in that rest and relaxation period. But Spirit's saying to you, you know what's coming anyhow. And you've known this whole time that you're kind of on rough water. And that's why you got to be so strong right now. And it's like with this strength card, well, we're in rough water on the sea. You can't tame the sea forcefully. You don't tame the sea with force, you know, at all. It's like you don't tame the sea at all, you know. And so this energy is asking you to allow your angels to tame those waters, you know. And that's how Jesus did it, you know. When the seas were rough, he went out on the deck of that boat, and then he said a prayer, you know, because everybody thought the boat was going to drown, right? And Jesus came out, he was sleeping, he didn't give a shit, man. He was sleeping, sound as a baby. And then like they're all like freaking, oh man, what are we going to do? Jesus came up on the deck and he says, hey, Father God, man, lay these waters down, right? And then the waters laid down, and then they said, set gear, right? And so they set their gear, they put their nets out, and when they pulled them nets in, there was more fish in those nets than what they could possibly even put on the boat. They killed it, you know? And so right now, the waters might be really rough right now, and so God's just asking you to kind of hold tight. It's not time to really fully set gear yet in this strength energy. You got to first tame this beast, you know. And so you got to tame this beast inside yourself, because you've been waiting. You've been so invested in this communication that you're hoping to get from that Knight of Cups that it's got you in really rough waters. And then you're freaking out like you're going to lose your nets and lose your gear and everything, because you're trying to do things in rough water that you shouldn't be doing in rough water. You got to say your prayer to your angels here, and you got to trust your angels. You got to say a prayer to God and trust that God is going to tame those seas. God's going to lay that water down flat for you. And then when that happens, set your gear. That's what this is saying. So it's like those coins are safer in your pocket, but sometimes, you know, so these coins are much safer in your pocket, but sometimes. And that's the 2 coins energy, which is an individual who's standing on 1 foot juggling their coins, you know. And so you're trying to figure out what to do with your coins, and what you're going to get out of your coins, while you're trying to ride these rough waters with this Knight of Cups in the reverse, you know, who's really trying to rain on your orgasmic bliss. They're trying to turn your 3 of Cups into a 3 of Swords over here, you know. But you know that with God's telling you, hold tight, you're about ready to step out of that. See, like that 4 of Swords in the reverse, that's when Jesus woke up. And then he stepped up on the deck there, you know, and so he stepped out of his relaxation, and then but what he did is he asked God to tame the beast. He asked God to bring their angels in to tame the beast, you know, and then when they did, that's when God said set gear, because the waters were laid down. She's not blowing no more, man, and that's what we're trying to get, you know. And so whatever it is that you're fishing for, you're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost ready to make that catch. But I think you really gotta quit hoping to make that catch with this Knight of Cups in the reverse, because I don't think that Knight of Cups is just not gonna they're not gonna show up for you, man. Well, man or woman, don't matter. But I don't think that you're going to get that communication. You know, you're going to have to find that orgasmic bliss within yourself. You're going to have to find the clarity of the sun with you and God Most High. If you look here, yeah, definitely. See, if you see here, this baby here is on this horse all by themselves, right? This Three of Cups that you're waiting, or this Knight of Cups that you're waiting for communication from, they're heartless. That's just what it is. They're heartless, you know, and they don't want to see you in the sun. They don't want to see you celebrating with the Spirit God. You know, they don't want to see you in your power. You know, they don't want to see you in that light where everybody sees you so positively. You know, they don't. If everybody sees you with the orgasmic bliss, the orgasmic bliss is coming out on top of this Knight of Cups in the reverse, right? And the heartless is coming out on top of the sun in the upright position because they're trying to destiny's walk with you. That's what they're trying to do here. They're lying on you, and they're trying to keep you held in this state of waiting. So it's like they want to keep you strung out, and so like you're always thinking like with me, it's like, oh, I go check my email and I gotta run down and check my email, and I'm hoping they emailed me and everything, and oh, they didn't email me, oh man, I gotta go home. And it's like they want you in that state right there. They want to rain on your orgasmic bliss because you should be really feeling a lot of confidence, a lot of security, a lot of comfort right now because God's given you what you need. You know, God's protected you, and God's got you in a position to where you could definitely make this succeed. You know, but they want you to feel that your abundance of love and your abundance financially is at the mercy of their communication with you. But they're not offering you this communication because they're trying to keep you restrained. They're trying to keep you feeling like you have to tame that beast on your own, and that there is no clarity in your situation. And that's heartless of them to do that. That's very heartless because you have earned your celebration. You're in a time right now that you should really get out there, and God wants you to shine, you know, big time, because they know that they've put you through it and that you've done the work, that you've earned every last bit of that sun that's gonna shine on you. That every last bit of that illumination, you've earned it, you know. But your weakness has always been that you don't have the confidence to trust what it is that you're trying to say, or trust that your communication is just as important as communication that you're waiting to receive. See? And that's not you. You're not this Page of Swords energy, you know. But they're trying to convince you that you are. But and the way that they're doing that is they're ghosting you. You know, they're giving you the silent treatment. They're trying to tell you that they can talk to you however they want to talk to you, no matter how that makes them feel. The only thing that matters to them is how they feel. And that whatever with you, they don't care that it hurts your heart, and they don't want to hear you stand up for yourself either. They really don't. They want you to come out and be seen in this energy of this Page of Swords, and you're not. That's not at all what you are. That this read doesn't say that at all. All this read is telling you is that you're the chosen one right now, and you have some great stuff coming for you. You have a lot of joy that's coming into your life. You have a lot of illumination that's coming into your life, and you have God in your life, very, very strong. But everything is working against you. Everything, you know, but God wants you to understand that it's like even with this sun energy and this Knight of Cups in the reverse, with them having the orgasmic bliss, and you're being with this heartless, you know, they're trying to portray you as somebody who is heartless, you know, and they're really trying to swap this destinies on you. They're really trying to switch this stuff up all around on you so that you really look like the bad guy here when you come into that clarity, you know. But don't trust them. Don't trust them. You're gonna let your angels tame this beast. You're gonna let the spirit. You're gonna let the strength card over here, the energy of the strength card. You're gonna let Temperance. You're gonna let Michael and Gabriel. You're gonna let your angels come in and heal this stuff. You know, and you're gonna when you do so, without raising a finger as they try to accuse you of being heartless, they're going to be exposed as this Page of Swords. And that's just what's going to happen. I'm going to take exposure to it. Yeah. And that's what they're afraid of. It says it's Nine of Swords, the upright position. You haven't slept in how many days? you might want to take a break. That's what I had to tell myself today. Whew, I was tired, done slept all day, man, all day. I'm getting ready to go down, upload these, come back and make us a snack for me and Mitzi over here, and then I'm gonna go back at it, sleep some more, and then tomorrow I'm gonna get up and build tents. But they're stressed out, and so they're really stressed out because they understand, they know your strength. This Knight of Cups right here is coming out as this Page of Swords and the Nine of Swords. And that's 10 swords total, and so that means that whatever it is, they don't got nothing to say. You know, this communication is not communication that is like that's slow to come in. It's communication that doesn't need to come in. And I really think that that's the truth, because if nothing's going to be if nobody else is going to be accountable, you know, if you're the only individual that has the ability to be accountable and that's willing to be accountable, and everybody's saying that you're heartless, if this Knight of Cups is saying that you're heartless because you want to take your accountability and you expect them to be accountable as well, and you're tired of them coming at you with this stressful energy and with this weak-ass communication as a Page of Swords, they can't accuse you of being heartless for that. You know, they can't. Like, they want to say that you're blocking their bliss, you're blocking your bliss, and that you're heartless for doing so. But that's not the truth, and you've seen that shit coming, you know. And so you know what's up here. Like, you know that you know you're right. You know you're right in your heart. But you know right now that this has been very difficult for you. And this has been very difficult for you because you do love the people that are really, really, really trying to portray you as being heartless. You know, like you love them, but they really are determined to make it seem that that you're heartless. And it doesn't make any sense to you, you know, and it really shouldn't make any sense to you. But don't react childishly, you know. Like the last read that I did, it says, you know, don't react childishly. And a Page of Cups in the reverse energy, you know, and same goes for this Knight of Cups. It's like there's some childish behavior going on out here with this Page of Swords, this Knight of Cups in the reverse. But you just need to keep your cool. Keep your head about you. Finish up with your healing here, because I think the hardest thing for you to admit to yourself in this read right now is that you've known that this is kind of the way it was the whole time. You know, yeah, shit, whatever. I seen it coming anyways. And so, yeah, you knew the whole time kind of that you were giving love and not getting love in return. And now you're waiting, as you're being portrayed as the bad guy, you're waiting to hear back from these people that they love you, or that this could be mended, you know. But I really don't believe that anybody that we're waiting on communication from right now is going to communicate in that manner. That everybody really, you know, the people that you've been dealing with, the people that I've been dealing with, that all of us have been dealing with, have it's like you're yeah, shit, whatever, I seen it coming anyways. And so it's like you have been trying really hard to be positive about this situation, to have that strength, to be the clarity, thinking that if you're very clear in your action, if you're very clear in your communications, and if you have the strength to be that, then the people are going to see that around you, and they're going to grow up. They're going to step out of these energies of the Knight of Cups in the reverse and the Page of Swords in the upright. They're going to see the error of their ways, you know. But instead, they're just determined that they're going to make it out that you're heartless. And so they can call it heartless, but we're going to call it mature energy, because these energies that you're dealing with they're very childish, and so they don't like to see your maturity, because that really exposes their childishness, you know, and that's keeping them up at night. But you got to figure out how to block them, have the strength to block them, and bring your orgasmic bliss into the light of the sun that God's trying to expose you in, you know. And so, all right, folks, we're in this together. We're all here doing our thing. Um, Thank you very much for being present, being available with your energy. I can really feel that. It's strengthened me. It's made me feel a lot stronger, and I really needed it, you know. And so hopefully we can continue to do that for each other and form a collective here. With that being the main motivation, you know, is that we can rise each other energetically, because we know that that God Most High has our abundance secured for us, you know, and so it's like right now we just need to be a reflection of that for the world as a whole, and so it's like if we could get strength from each other through the ethers in this manner, then that's showing that God really exists, and that's who makes us strong, you know, like we could show by making each other feel stronger in our heart space and our soul space, we could show the strength of God Most High to this whole world, you know, and then that's gonna also reflect on our abundance as well, because as we heal, um, those waters are laid down. You know, when we let God tame the beast and we let God fight our battles for us, and we wait, we invest in them, and then when those waters lay down, that's when we go fishing, you know, and our nets are going to come up very full. And so, thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. I pray to God that you are protected, that you're safe, that you have your abundance that's coming in. I pray for everybody. I pray for everybody. Anybody that watches any of this videos, or anybody that has a thought in their heart about God Most High right now, man, I pray for you so strong. I pray for you so strong. And then you're so protected, because, man, it's a hard battle right now. It's been really difficult. And so I know you know that, and I know that too. And so just hang in there. Don't let them don't let them take you out, you know, and don't let them put you in a position where you do something that takes you out, because that's the way that they do us, you know. That's why they're ignoring us in this energy over here and wanting to keep us trapped in that anxiety state of not sleeping at night, because we're worried about all these things that they're saying about us, you know, and we're not getting any clarity. Well, don't make that make that give cause for you to act stupid, you know, because that's how they keep us down. They know that we're so sensitive, and it's easy to get us to break ourselves off, because we don't want nobody to look bad. And so the way we heal that, it's called PTSD, people. And we'll go out and be the monkey, you know, we go out and be the stupid one, so that the ones that are actually the ones that are at fault don't have to look bad. We gotta quit. We gotta quit being that way. We gotta worry about how we are perceived ourselves, and then and love on ourselves, love on us. You know. So it's like the communication that you need right now. You're receiving it, and it's coming from God Most High, and that's what's being represented by this sun card right here. So you rock and roll, and I love you. And this is how we defeat the beast, you know, the beast, folks. This is how we do it. We do it together. And so God blesses you. I love you. Until next time.